What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, I want to thank you for tuning in. If you've been here before, thank you so much for returning. Before we continue, if you could go ahead and like, share, comment, and if you like the content, please subscribe. Today we are going to have a steak dinner. Your girl is starving. We got a nice T-bone steak. We got sweet potato, corn on the cob, and broccoli and cheese, along with like some sauteed mushrooms and onions. So we are gonna go ahead and get right into it because I am hungry. So we have water to drink, and where's my stuff? Oh, today we have water to drink. I'm not getting up. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. It has been a week since I've seen you guys. How have you been? How has your week been? The potato was hiding. Put this back here. On the sweet potato, I have butter, a little sugar, and some cinnamon, because why not? Thanksgiving's coming up, so we're gonna give everything a taste. I'll move this corn because right now I want this. So again, I hope you guys had a great week. I did. I usually like my steak medium, so, but it's still good. And I have a couple of sauces here. I have this Heinz 57 sauce, which is good. And then I also have A1. Ooh. There we go. Y'all can't even see the sauce. There she go. Okay. I am super hungry. It's a little dry, but it still tastes bomb. Seasoned very well. And here I go again, eating too fast. So again, I hope y'all had a great week. Did you guys do anything fun? This is so good. Here go the mushrooms and stuff. Mushroom, onion, and bell pepper. I am going to take some of this mushroom, get a little onion and bell pepper on there, steak and dip. I'm chewing so much because I hate the hiccups. I did not do anything outside of the ordinary this week. Work, school for the kids, cook. But sometimes you need to just do nothing. You don't need to do anything extra. You work so hard, rip and run. Sometimes you just need to take a minute. I want some more of this good old. I really wish I would have cooked it shorter, but it's cool. My kids would love it like this. This is exactly how they like it. I'm trying to see which one. Which one of the sauces I like better. Let's try this. Okay. I'm gonna have to give it to A1. So it's definitely fall. The weather has officially changed. It is officially freezing, in my opinion. I don't like being cold at all. And it's always my feet. Like, my feet be freezing. But it's fall, and it's honestly like my favorite time of year. I love the colors of the trees. I love everything really about fall. I don't like when my sweet potatoes are stringy. Sometimes they be more stringy than others, but this sweet potato tastes too good not to eat. So this is gonna be a little bit of a get to know me video. So I'm gonna just share some basic facts about me. Of course, you already know. My name is Nova. And I am from Maryland. Currently reside in Maryland. But I do have plans on relocating. I just haven't settled on where yet. But I prefer to go south. But then I don't like the hurricanes and all that extra stuff. I didn't even touch my corn. I grilled this, as you can see. But My favorite color is, I'm kind of caught in between. My favorite color was yellow. I still like yellow, but I love white. I love corn on the cob. I don't like it in my teeth. But my favorite color is white. Literally. My dining table is white. And my end table is white. Everything white. In my opinion, I don't have enough white. But what else would you want to know? I don't know. I like to cook. Love to sing. And I'm the funniest person I know. So, at least in my opinion, and honestly, that's the only opinion that matters. But I could guarantee I can make every one of you laugh within minutes of meeting you. Because I'm funny. But then, you know, they say if people got to tell you they're funny, that they're not really funny. But no, I say it and I back it up. Your girl is funny. So, I have posted on Instagram, letting people know that I was about to come on YouTube, make another video, but I wanted to have something to talk about. So I asked, you know, questions, and excuse me, one of the questions was like, why are we not ever taught that it is perfectly okay for you to let go? We're always taught to stick it out, make it work, fix it, like making abuse acceptable. And I thought that was a really good topic or something to speak on, because I think, in my opinion, like, of course, depending on what it is, I think you should, in some instances, stick it out. I think that there is no, everybody's different. And what one person can handle, the next may not be able to. So why we stick it out? Why are we told that? I think we stick it out, in my opinion, because we were enslaved. At that point, we had no choice but to stick it out. You know, at that time, the biggest, let's just take the Black, you know, American family. The biggest enemy was, and still is, enslavement. Killing our people, just abuse. So if you just take on one hand, you're being enslaved, you're being abused, you're being forced to cook for this particular Caucasian family or white family, let's just call it what it is. But cook for a white family while your husband, and taking abuse from that. At the same time, your husband's cheating, which is the lesser evil. So you stick it out because that's what you're used to doing. It's the lesser evil, you know, I'm sorry, coming from that particular standpoint. So of course you stick it out, because it could be any reason. They could have a plan to escape, because, you know, they want to get out of there. So they can have a plan to escape. And what are you going to do? Not escape with your husband, even though he's cheating? Now that is an extreme example, of course, but I think the main reason why we're taught to stick it out is because, A, that's what we've seen. We've seen abuse. We've seen our families and our loved ones abused, whether it's verbal abuse or whatever the case may be. Now, a lot of it, I do think it's all on how you process what you experience, or what you witness someone else experiencing. It definitely is a lot of, in my opinion, like how you process it. And I don't think that there's necessarily anything wrong with sticking it out as long as that is what you want to do. Now, if you're just sticking it out because somebody else is telling you, oh girl, don't leave, or man, don't leave her, you know, and it's not something that, and you're not settled within you, then no, you need to do whatever it is that makes you feel good. And if being cheated on is not one of your non-negotiables, or it's not one of, you know, the things that if it happens and it's like that's it, then you stick it out. I don't know why we're taught that. And to be completely honest, me myself, I know that I have stayed in certain situations, relationships, not even just relationships, because the world is more than just relationships, jobs, way longer than I should have. Why? Because I was just sticking it out. So I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with staying a place as long as you are happy within yourself. Now, I do think that there is a problem if, and of course I'm getting full, that's why I stopped eating, but I think that there is a problem if you're somewhere, you're complaining about a particular situation, but at the same time, you're not doing anything to change that. That is where, you know, that's a whole nother topic in and of itself, but you can't complain, but then still stay. You can, but your life will be as fruitful as it has been. If you want different, you want better, you have to be willing and open to do things different than what you have done. Because I know we've all heard it before, to do the same thing expect that you've been doing, but expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. So you're literally insane if you are, if you decide to, hey, make it work, stick it out, but you're complaining at the same time. It's like, it's like you're contradicting yourself. What is it that you want? So I think it's a very good question. As far as like why are we told that? I think what we should be taught, what we should be told, is to do whatever makes you happy. If it doesn't make you happy, don't do it. Now, sometimes it can get really confusing, because sometimes you know when you're making the right decision for yourself. You know when you're making the right decision for your life, but it's a hard decision, and you're still sad about it. But just because you're sad about a certain decision does not mean that it wasn't the right one. That's the emotion coming up. As human beings, we are connected to people, we are connected to places, we are connected to things. Now, granted, we should never let things override our connection with people, but all in all, I think instead of saying stick it out, work it out, that you do what you want. If you sticking it out, whatever it is what you want to see it through, you want to see it through to the very end, then you do that. You do exactly what makes you happy. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that has to live with what choices you make. Now, I do believe that the choices and the decisions that we do make, the people that are closest to us, that we love and that love us, are directly impacted from those decisions. However, you don't make decisions solely based off of that. Do whatever makes you happy. If you want to stay in this relationship, to other people, you know, this man's cheated on you left and right, or whatever he did, he abused you physically, and they think you should run, but that's not what you want to do. I say, look at your situation, try to see the end from the beginning, and see if the path that you are on now, is it going to yield you the result that you're looking for? And if it's not, then at that point, decide if you're going to stick it out, make it work, continue to take whatever said abuse, you know, or continue to give whatever said abuse, because it's not one-sided. But I could go on and talk more and more about that particular thing, but I don't think there's anything wrong with sticking it out as long as you want to do it, and as long as it's solely coming from you. Like, you're not being forced to stay at a job. You're not being forced to stay in a relationship. You're not being forced to move here or go there, or to wear this or to do that. I think on the flip side, we live in a society, and I actually see more where relationships aren't, like, people aren't sticking it out in relationships. People go into relationships thinking that everything is going to be perfect, pledging all of these type of allegiances to each other when times and when things are good. But when things hit the fan and you aren't happy with a particular situation or circumstance, then at that point, all of the allegiances that you have pledged to each other, they kind of go out the window. So when it comes to relationships in particular, and I keep going back to relationships because it kind of hits close to home, but if you love this person, and even more than love, because we all know it takes way more than just loving somebody to make a relationship work. There are a lot of people who love one another, who love each other, and they aren't together because other things did not fall in line. All in all, if you want to stick it out, stick it out. If you don't like the abuse that you're taking, leave. But like I said, I see more relationships failing because people are not sticking it out. People don't think it's worth it. They're like, oh, if they're not getting if they're not getting what they want, they like, kind of like how with the A1 sauce and the 57 sauce, it's like, I don't like that. No, you eat it, it's like, I don't like it. And then it's easy for you to just pass on up. Like, it really is sad because people are treating people like items. Like, oh, I don't like this person, so I'm going to just throw it away and go get another one. And I think from that vein, you should stick it out, because we are seeing, well, I can't say we, I'll say me. I'm seeing more and more Black families divorce. I don't know. I haven't done research to know what the national average and, according to research is, but I don't know research. I'm going based off of what I witnessed with my own eyes, with my own ears, with my own experiences. And I'm seeing more Black families that are not sticking it out, that are not making it work. But sticking it out and making it work doesn't mean you're just going on and on and on and just living with the same situation. There are changes that have to be made. And when you stick it out, let me back up because I have a lot in my mind, but there are changes that have to be made, and you can't expect for change to happen by pointing the finger. You know what I mean? I feel like I'll just use me for an example. I've been cheated on left and right throughout pretty much all of my relationships. Not even pretty much, all of them. So it's like, even with that, you have to have the ability to look at how you contributed to whatever happened. You get what I'm saying? In some cases, you didn't contribute. It's just a simple lack of self-control on the other individual's part. But a lot of times, and I'll speak from the woman's perspective, we be pushing our men out. No matter what, I don't know what the reason is, but a lot of times we push our men away. We think we have a battle, and we do, as Black women, as women, but as a Black woman in society, we have a lot of things that we're coming up against. So just imagine the Black men and what they go through, and then they have to come home and deal with our mouth. It's like, you win more bees with honey. So I don't care how you're being treated. You don't go eye for eye, tooth for tooth. You always win people over with kindness, even when they're doing you dirty. I'm not saying you allow yourself to be taken advantage of. You don't sit there in that situation, again, unless that's something that you want to do. However, at the end of the day, people can say, oh my gosh, she's so nice to him. She does this, or he's so nice to her. He does this. He takes care of the house. He pays the bills. She don't have to lift a finger besides take care of the kids while he go and get the cake. and he or she's still treating her like that. Okay, mind your business. And second of all, as long as that's what they want, then that's what they want. But I really do think that is a particular subject that, oh my God, we could definitely get into more deeper. Because I'm sure people have different thoughts. I don't think there's anything wrong with sticking it out. I don't think there's anything wrong with making it work, as long as you are seeking the help so that it can work. As long as you're not going on expecting different results while still doing the same thing. Like expecting to lose weight, but you ain't changing your diet, you ain't working out, you ain't doing nothing. You still just as sedentary as you were the day you decided that you were going to be on a weight loss journey, and you still trying to figure out why you haven't lost weight. So I know I probably rambled on and on and on, but that particular subject definitely had my mind going all over the place. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with sticking it out, as long as that is what you want to do. On the flip side of the coin, I don't think that any healthy person will willingly accept and continue to accept abuse of any kind. Everyone has a breaking point. What you could take for 6 months, I might be able to take for a year. What I could take for 2 weeks, you might be able to take for 3 years. Everybody has a built-in, it's like I've had it up to here. We all have that built into us. And when we each have had enough, then we each have had enough. And you'll know when you've had enough. So I said that to say, in response to the question, why are we taught to stick it out and make it work? I think because we were given up on as a people, and to have someone consistent, even though they're imperfect, means a lot, and it really goes a long way. If you are looking for consistency, I guess the question is, what are you looking for? Are you looking for consistency, or are you looking for perfection? Or are you looking for gradual, consistent growth, which goes under consistency? So thank you so much. Your girl is full. I did not eat half of my food, but I am stuffed. But with that being said, I do want to thank you so much for joining me again for another video. Again, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, drop questions below, respond, tell me what your thoughts are concerning, why are we taught to stick it out? You know what I mean? Why are we taught to basically deal with certain types of abuse? And I hope I read the question right. But please go follow me on Instagram at no_the. Leave me a message, send me topics or questions that you may have. But with that being said, I'm going to head out. And don't forget to make sure you keep your space free of any and all negativity.